y'all, I'm so sorry that I got cut so rudely interrupted. I don't know. It always does that. Okay, so where I left off, thank you guys for who kept up and told me where I left off. I appreciate that. So where I left off at Pharaoh. Okay, so Pharaoh was not an original Egyptian. Okay. He was, after they had started mixing and letting everybody else in. Okay. So the Israelites that he had, you know, enslaved were not truly enslaved, but through the mind and being forced into a lower self. Okay. So when he says, let my people go, and Moses says, let my people go, he's saying, set them free to think for themselves, to know, to be able to find out who they are and know themselves and know that you are not the true face of, royalty, basically. So the parting of the Red Sea is leaving the sacral chakra. That is a red chakra. It's a sea, the Red Sea. And before I even decoded, before I even found the photo and painting, I already decoded what the Red Sea was. This is one of the old, Russian Coptic paintings of Moses. And what is that? It's a red circle that's opened up and parted. The Red Sea, right? The red chakra. So, did I get a message? Yeah. So, the parting of the Red Sea means letting these people rise in energy and consciousness. Don't keep them so low that they only are in survival mode. Don't keep them so low to where they don't have time to, figure out who they are. Don't keep them at a level where they don't know that they are gods. So since Moses looked similar to an Arab Egyptian, Pharaoh, challenges him to see if he has real power with his priest, because Pharaoh couldn't do no magic. His priest had to do the magic. And most priests back then were more melanated. And they knew all the information and the science and stuff like that. So they had a little battle, see who could, do this, and that. And Moses was keeping up. Moses was doing what he was saying. So Pharaoh was like, okay, I'll let your people free. I guess if you got power, I might have some too. So then he let him, he let the Israelites free. And then he was like, no, I think I changed my mind. Because, I changed my mind because I'm afraid that they're going to come into their true power and then overthrow me. So no. And so when Moses parted the Red Sea and let them people cross, it means he showed them how to ascend into the ethers. Because if you think about the old ancient tombs in Egypt, when they buried these later pharaohs, they would have their servants entombed with them. And they were buried alive. So why would you have servants entombed with you if they weren't going to help you cross into the ethers? Okay. And so these servants were probably those Israelites who were being dumbed down, not given the information, being privy to the knowledge. Are y'all still here? Please type emojis so I know y'all here and I'm not cut off again. Y'all keep typing. Thank you. So, right. Thank you. So, he said, y'all being used as rides. That's them chariots. Y'all being used for y'all being used for your rides. Driving Miss Daisy. They was driving Miss Daisy, basically. So the parting of the Red Sea was letting them escape their lower selves and to come into their higher selves. And when they were promised, They roamed in 4D, not 4, they roamed the wilderness in 4D years. Okay, not 40, but 4D years. That means you're in the spiritual plane. You're in the fourth dimension where there's no time. Okay. And the promised land is the promised ED land, the land promised to you. So these souls died and went into the spirit realm in the 4D and are being reincarnated and reborn in the promised land of America, South America, North America, the Caribbean, the Bahamas, the promised land. Okay. So Kanye, of course, he knows that. But that's why on that video that he just made with probably his phone, he has 4,000 acres of land. And so, yeah. And the is Ra El is Ra El. El is like a god. Is Ra El, that's Isis. Ra equals God. Lights, all of the lights. So when Kanye made that video, he said this profound statement because he was in the car with his father, but they were walking at first in the snow. And his father was like, well, if I walk and make footprints for you in the snow, you don't have to make your own footprints. You can walk in mine, So that means those people, they make the footprints so that you could follow and come back through them and now you're in the land of milk and honey. That's what they call America, and the promised land. And so, you got to be careful not to be used anymore. Like Kanye says, the new slaves. You can't be used for your emotions anymore or, things like that. And it should be optional to give rides. It should be optional. You shouldn't have to drive Miss Daisy. You should be like, work. If you want to work for Uber, if you do, you don't. You turn your app on or you turn it off. Are y'all still here? Type emojis. Just a dot or something. Okay, thank you. So that is the parting of the Red Sea, lifting people's consciousness up to the next level to teach them who they are so that they are no longer able to be brainwashed and used by those in power. Okay? That's what that is. And they used Moses to do it because he didn't look like them. They used Moses to do it and to scare them, raised as a son in the house. Okay? Think about this for 2 seconds. I always say think about this for 2 seconds, don't I? So you got somebody that don't look like them, but it was raised in your house or in a house of a pharaoh, taught the stuff that they were taught, et cetera, et cetera. Then, then they come to challenge you and to stir things up and to wake up people by any means. So Moses was an agent. What you think? Moses was an agent, and he basically did his job. Okay. So wasn't Harriet called Moses? I don't know, I guess. Okay. So knowing that, can you imagine how many other biblical stories are parallel to what's happening now, since everything is a time loop? It's just crazy to me. Right. Esoteric. And so, like, if you look at his photo, look, they didn't have photos back then. Look at his clothing. Very important. Blue on the inside, red on the outside. Okay. Code. Okay, what else did I put? Okay, so let's go into what was the next topic? The skull and bone. Trump. See, y'all getting it. Y'all seeing it. The wall. Mhm. Um, I just mean type something so that I can see comments so that I know that I'm not being that I'm not cut off because I'll be talking here for 10 minutes and it'll be cut off. Um, and when I see comments, it lets me know that y'all are still here and I'm not cut off. Okay, so the next thing we discussed were the skull and bones. Okay, let's talk about skull and bones. What do y'all think the skull and bones is? No, some of y'all already know. Hi. Skull means steel, and I whoop. Okay, so we're gonna see what the skull and bones mean. I made a post also in my Patreon if I can find it. Ugh, where's my post? So let me see if I can get to it. Posts. Okay. Y'all know anything about the skull and bones or skull and crossbone, what it symbolizes before I get to it? All right, here we go. Skull and bones. Here we go. Skull and bones equal pyramid. Mind blown. Okay, so the bones that are crossed create four corners in the cross. The skull already represents the pyramid. So it is and they put it on gravestones a lot in Europe, and it's very similar to the Ankh, but the Ankh is not three-dimensional. It's like just, straight up and down. So it's telling you that your head is the pyramid and the top is, where you leave the pyramid and shoot out into the ethers, is your crown chakra. The bones underneath it, which are in an X or a cross, creates the square base. And so if you take those, those corners and you have invisible lines that go up to the top of the skull, and then you have crossbone, you have a pyramid. So the skull and bones is just a cryptic way of having a pyramid up there. That's it. It's just a code for pyramid or Ankh. Because, if they straight up put the same old Egyptian symbols up on every, fraternal order, then, they couldn't take credit for anything but stealing the knowledge. So they have to hide it in symbols like that. The Mexican and, the Mexicans had these symbols in ancient times, like right here. See it in the stone? So they already knew that. But the Skull and Bones Society or fraternal order uses it as their symbol, and everybody thinks it's some kind of evil, occult, satanic thing, but it just means a pyramid. They might be doing stuff backwards because, who knows, but certain fraternal orders, I'm sure there's some that, have the proper frequency to do what they need to do, but that's all it is a pyramid. It is The crown chakra, pineal gland, the symbol is often associated with death, but is also symbolic of rebirth into a higher consciousness. Thank you, Cynthia. Love this channel. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Oh, thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, Mayans in Mesoamerica, you also see the skulls. Okay, I said that. But it's just a pyramid and just a different way to do it. Pirates. Pirates were known to use the skull and crossbones as their, flag or their symbol. Why do you think that pirates use this? Pirates use this because pirates are like the gangsters of that time. They didn't follow rules or the laws. They didn't have no laws on the ocean. Okay, so they didn't live by the laws of the land. They did what they wanted. They were, they were on. They were the captain of their own ship. Okay, so they often use that symbol as well to show that they were enlightened, but they didn't follow law because they're on the ocean. They like gang, that raw, dark energy that's coming from the ethers, the nemesis energy, that I don't follow y'all rules because I build my pyramid from above. I don't come from her, I come from here and I do what I want. So that's gang. Like we don't play by the rules. We take shortcuts and we do what we want to get what we want. That is the mentality of like a gangster. That's why I was posting that American Gangster by Jay-Z earlier on the community section. That the intro to that album with Idris Elba is saying a lot. You need to go listen to the intro to American Gangster. So when you don't play by rules, when you come up by any means necessary because you don't live by the law of the land because you ain't from the land, and you make it and you get whatever you want, then that is the skull and crossbone, the skull and bone mentality. Right. So it means no law, lawless one. We're gonna do what we want. And so it's those who don't live by society orders. It's those who don't follow the rules. It's those who always think outside of the box and find a way to get what they want because the game ain't fair and they're not gonna play fair because they know it's rigged. And this is what it is. And like a lot of people always ask me, why do you have skull? A lot of people always ask me, why do I have a skull in my office? And why do you like skull so much? Is there something behind that? Yeah. Yes, it is. Are y'all still here? Just dots or something, y'all. So you dig it? All right, thank you. So that's what that is. Now, what was the other topic that I put up on the poll? I totally forgot. We can discuss that one real quick. Let me see. I forgot what I put up on there. Kanye for president. Oh, thank you. That's a good one. So Kanye for president is genius, mad genius. If I want to shake his hand. I don't even vote. I probably, if he did run for president, I would buy the merch maybe, but I ain't gonna vote because I don't vote. But genius. How else do you get every news channel platform worldwide in 50 states to make them listen to you in debates against whoever and get your ideas out there? How else do you get a whole nation of people to listen to you for months at a time? Even if he doesn't win, his merch is gonna be Yeezy merch. His t-shirts ain't gonna cost no $20. Okay, when you buy a Vote for Kanye shirt, you gonna spend some money. Okay. You buy, the Yeezy election edition of the shoe, you spending money. When he has his choir, Yandi, behind him, as he enters the podium for his speech. He got his backup singers with him. When his speech is a wrap, come on, Kanye. When his speech is a wrap, when he don't even have to debate because his speech is a wrap and it's bars, it's over. It's people are gonna be like, oh my God, did you just see that? Kanye's rap is a speech. Then they're gonna be trying to decode his rap. What does it mean? Like, people that aren't into decoding or understanding this type of, they're gonna be trying to decode it. What does he mean by this? And I don't understand it. Can you tell me? They're gonna have this special guest, panel for them to break down what Kanye said because they don't know. Tell them to call me. I'll come break it down for them. So he's genius. He is a genius. And Donald Trump was his setup. Donald Trump was the setup for that because his wife posed nude. His wife is all, glamorous and, about fashion and stuff. Donald Trump is a fool too. It's just the white version of Kanye and Kim. So what you got next? Who got next? They can't say, oh, you posed nude, so they belong here. Well, your ego stole Donald. That's why Kanye said, when Donald ran for president, I knew I could too. He was all excited because he knew that was his soulmate, basically. Okay. He knew he could do it too because that's what, if you voted for him, and then he's going to run under the Republican Party. Who the Republicans going to vote for? I'm serious. He's going to run under the Republican Party. Who will the racist Republicans who are supporting Trump now going to vote for? You see what he's doing? They're building the pyramid from above. So Donald Trump was the joker in the setup. Oh, and so since it's all rigged anyway, since it's all rigged, and Kim is going to school to be a lawyer, she got to be a first lady, so she went to school to be a lawyer. She even tried on her bob wig. Chris Jenner is like, come on, Kim, get us in the White House. Keeping up with the Kardashians White House edition. Anyway, so even if he don't win, he's going to make a lot of money and be iconic forever. Okay. But since it is all rigged, let's say he gets in there for the final, election. He's going to run Republican. Do you know how many people are going to vote for him if he runs Republican? First of all, if you are a Republican and that's what you voted for your entire life because you've been programmed to, just like he's been telling y'all, they're going to vote for him because it's their American right to vote, and they have not ever not voted, and they're patriarchal, and they don't respect whoever is the president. And then you have the Democrats who are just programmed to vote because that was what Black people did. Well, if a Black artist or a Black candidate is running for president under the Republican Party, they ain't gonna care. They gonna go for what look like them. Okay. So they're all going to go and vote Republican. And for once, so think about this. World experts predicting that Meghan Markle might run for president in the future. She should. I mean, who knows? Um, I'm waiting on you to go live, Mama. Okay, Mama, you got some fans in here. Mama D in the house. Okay. Black people canceled Kanye, so he may not get their vote. Oh, he gonna get their vote because whoever they put up against him, nobody gonna want in the office anyway. And Black people did not cancel Kanye. Sleep people canceled Kanye. Taco Bell workers canceled Kanye. Triggered people canceled Kanye. Programmed people canceled Kanye. I never canceled Kanye because I see what he's doing. And so those people that, oh well, they probably work at Taco Bell anyway. They probably aren't going to be on that level anyway. They don't think like Kanye. They can't understand Kanye because they've been programmed to think exactly how they think, which is why they have canceled him, because he doesn't fit the program. So you have all these racist Republicans that are feeling bold and mighty because Trump is in office. What they gonna do when Kanye runs Republican? What they gonna do then? Okay. So yeah, I think he's a great idea. He's a super genius, very smart. Ugh. I love Taco Bell. Shoot, I say I'm giving them free promotion. I mean, they need workers too, and that's another thing. A lot of people that are not going to wake up and get activated because they're so programmed, they'll still have jobs, and they can. Kanye said he's bringing jobs to America, so y'all got somewhere to work. That was all code too, but anyway. So, jobs are there for those who need jobs. Right. How do the rich and famous create their reality so well? They don't care. They make sacrifices. They put themselves on the line. They allow people to say whatever they want to say about them as they rise. And they use controversy and people's emotions to get to the position that they want. Okay, they're smart. They know how to do, mass manipulation by depending on how you're programmed. And so it works both ways. It helps those who are awake, and it also exposes those who are asleep, and they still get paid no matter what. Mm-hmm. He's going to run in 2024. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So when he runs in 8 eternity, and y'all got to break that down. President, that means, the whole thing is code. Kanye West running for president. That means he is the one who runs things, the top dog. And it represents the exchange of power when this new frequency comes in. It's going to be the exchange of power. And if he's building a Yeezy factory and bringing jobs back to America, that's industry all over again. He had an alpaca and a donkey in his video, which represents Africa and South America, bringing the fabrics and bringing the clothes back to, this is what he said in his interview, bringing the fabrics and the clothes back to America and South America. He's talking about the people, manufacturing back to America and South America. He's talking about bringing back the indigenous people, creating the indigenous people again in these two continents. So that's what he's talking about. And also, okay, so someone commented that, oh well, Kanye is not a god, he's not a genius. He married Kim, and a god wouldn't marry somebody lesser than them and make offspring by someone lesser than them. They did it back in the biblical days, but let me tell y'all about Kanye and Kim's marriage. If y'all just did like 2 searches on Google, that question would be answered. If y'all just did 2 searches on Google, you will get the answer. So I'll explain it to you guys. So Kim is half Armenian, which is basically Arab. Okay. She has dark hair and dark features. Her mother, Kris Jenner, is Dutch Irish. She probably has Rh negative blood, most likely, which is why Kanye was obsessed with her. Are y'all still here? Type emojis or something. Okay. Which is why Kanye was obsessed with her. Because if you take Rh negative, you take the Arab bloodline, and then you add the African, which is Kanye, you have an Ethiopian. Their kids will look indigenous like the Ethiopian people of Northern Africa. Like Nipsey Hussle. And they didn't understand what he was doing. They don't understand that, but highly vibrational, high frequency, you know. So you look at his kids and you look at an Ethiopian kid, they kind of look the same. Because he has lots of Nigerian in him. And Kim, Arab, and her mom got that Rh negative factor going on. So what they're creating is the Eritrean. Yeah, exactly. So y'all got it. But people, they all in their feelings and emotion. They're not looking deep enough. And so he manufactured the new Ethiopian. He wants to manufacture the new Ethiopia here. And that's what he's doing. And Kim didn't always look like she looked. She had a lot of plastic surgery. Y'all remember what Kim used to look like? Her hairline was all the way down here. She had thick eyebrows and the Arab nose. And she was a little darker. She was more olive. Okay. And so you said Jafar. But Kanye is a super genius. Y'all don't ever underestimate him. He never went crazy. He never went bipolar. He was getting out of a contract. So, and he has to stick by that word. So his contract was null and void. Remember when they said that he said the IRS refunded him all this money? Genius. Ooh. She got rid of her baby hairs too. Mm-hmm. So, yep. Whenever you're triggered not to like something, go research it. Think about this for 2 seconds. Whenever you're triggered not to like something, go research it. Why do they not want you to agree? Why do they not want you to listen? Why do they want you to reject something? Why did the church say stay away from, A, B, C, and D? So you wouldn't know who you are and your true power. That's why when I was talking about Moses and the Israelites and the Pharaoh earlier, they kept certain people at a certain level and would not teach them the mysteries or certain things to keep them at a lower level so that they can control them. It wouldn't teach them about themselves, or would they allow them to learn about themselves? So you got to understand that a lot of people don't know who they are and they don't do a lot of research. So they're programmed and triggered and they don't even know why. hmm Why does everyone hate Trump? I need to research it because he wants you to hate them. He wants you to hate him. He wants your emotions. He wants y'all to spew out emotional energy to build the wall in the sky. The archons feed off of negative and emotional energies. And I talked about this yesterday. The wall in the sky, or the barrier in the sky that keeps certain spirits trapped on the earth, feeds off of that type of energy. So Trump is just building his wall. So you got to understand that. I'm still vegan. So, Shira, do you meditate? If so, how do you do? I'm meditating right now as I'm talking. I channel all day long. I cannot stop decoding everything I see. I'm decoding. I was decoding a headline about this Seinfeld actor that died and was found in pieces in Oregon. That's straight up code too. I'm like, what? Code. Seinfeld actor Charles Levine's body found decomposed, scavenged by animals in remote part of Oregon. Report. Straight up code. All this is code. See, this is how I see. I'm always in that state. So, you got to break down the name. First of all, they give you a name. This is him. So, first of all, I'll show you. Is that him? No, that's not him. That's a whole nother story. My bad. Where did the title go? I think I took a snapshot of it. Hold on. So, thank goodness. Okay, yeah, because I knew I was going to talk about it. So, yeah, straight up code. So, we did the name. Okay, let's do Oregon first. Oregon translate into hurricane or storm. Storm, hurricanes, the plasma, those energies, the answer, the archons. Okay, that storm energy. Then we have Charles. The name means free man. And it also is associated with royalty. Okay, royal free man. Levine. This is a Jewish name from the Hebrew male Jewish name from Levi. Okay, it means beloved, the beloved. I think it means, yeah, it means beloved, beloved friend, beloved friend. Okay, so you have the story of Osiris, except it's now done to a Jewish man. Now, beloved means B. Okay, what is B? Ooh, y'all gonna get deep on her. B. Look, you got to break down words. B. Beryllium is used to make sturdy, lightweight alloys, structural materials. Okay, as a neutron nuclear reactor atomic number 4 melting point. Okay, so it is an element on periodic table. Okay, so then you have you have nuclear, you have alloys, you have atomic numbers. So this is his genetics. This is his his makeup. And then you have beloved, which means loved with the past tense. Once loved, past tense. So that is the sacrifice, as they do all black males in the beginning of a horror movie. And so do y'all remember when I was telling y'all the Levines or the Levites are ascend to become the new archons. I said that in some other video. Yeah. The can y'all type emojis, please? The yeah, the gods of the death, or the gods of the spirit world, or the gods of death. And what do you have to cross through the ionosphere, which is where the archons go, and where they allow you through, or not, if you can get past them. The sacrifice. And the more that, if you watch that show on Netflix, with the little boy, and he had lightning power, and Michael B. Jordan was in it. I forgot the name of it. If you watch that, that storm is a lot of these type of energies that are, keeping people in and out, harnessing energy and frequencies of certain spirits and souls. So this was another headline to show the switch of power. Okay, it's that's why the guy in the Popeyes line, when he tried to cut his place, he got. When you try to cut in line, you get got. And so that's what happened in the story of Isaac and Jacob. His brother, who was black, was supposed to get next. He was supposed to inherit his father's blessing, but Jacob couldn't lie and stole his birthright. So now they're showing you that that's not gonna go down anymore. So all of these news stories are code, and they're repeating biblical stories or ancient Egyptian stories. And it's all code, and it's like, okay, no more cutting in line. Timekeeper, chicken sandwich. Chicken represents a timekeeper. It's a raptor. Okay, a sandwich I broke that down in the Popeyes video. But the name Kevin, you got to break that down too. I think that was his name, or Terrell, Kevin Terrell or something. Anyway, I did it. Go watch the Popeyes video that I made. It'll explain everything there. So all these are, when they put something out and it pops up on your phone and it's all over the news, it's code. Pay attention to it. Go break it down. Feeding and harvesting energy. Yes. And it says that pieces were found all over Oregon. How disgusting to put in a news article. That doesn't seem normal, but it's because it's code for that Osiris story. Osiris was cut up by Set and spread all over Egypt. Remember? And then it says scavenged. Vultures, raptors, by animals. Set was an animal. Oregon, the storm. That's them harnessed energies. That's the plasma. I didn't research what Seinfeld means. I'm sure it means something since it's the first word in quotations. Let me look that up. Seinfeld name. You see how I'm trying to show y'all how I do it so that y'all can do it. Look up every name meaning, every word, what the state name means. Okay. Okay, a cleared forest given to areas of land that have been cleared, the promised land. Cleared forest, a field, an electromagnetic field in the sky, the new archons. People were, when I was doing that video about how the Levites were going to be the new archons, people were calling me crazy. It's all coded. It's already told. The story's already been told. So there's like all the 12 tribes or whatever of Israel. The Levites were one of them. They are the next to be the field or the wall or the archons in the sky. Mhm. Or the Osiris's of the underworld, or it's the underworld if you build your pyramid from above. So okay, so got that out the way. Right. And that's it. Everything right now is okay. Right now, I'm gonna tell you, because we're getting closer to December. You're gonna be bombarded with so many coded news stories right now. They are trying to raise people's frequency, wake people up, or they're trying to harness energy. So whichever level of consciousness you're on is what it's kind of like the scale. It's the scale. They're gonna throw this, they're gonna weigh you with these coded stories. Whose frequency is where? Who working at Taco Bell? Who finna inherit, this money? Who finna get this knowledge and who finna work? Who's not gonna wake up? They're weighing us on a scale right now. Who's gonna give their energy? Who's gonna help build? Who's gonna be the base of the pyramid? Who's gonna be at the top? Who are going to build? Who are going to build the pyramid in the sky? Who's going to build by giving their free energy, giving their labor? And who's going to rule? And who's going to have, the things that they desire? Who can see, so there you go. Trigger season. Right. Don't get triggered. Don't even care no more. Like, who cares about Kanye? I think he's a genius. I'm glad he's making his money. I'm learning some good tips from him. And I see some stuff that I've done too. If you can't learn from somebody and get on a higher level, then why are you even paying attention to them? If I can't learn from someone, I'm not bothering with them whatsoever. Waste of time. Okay. So, right. Are we learning or distracting ourselves? Exactly, Michael. That's what these stories are, either a distraction or a lesson. Knowledge. Depending on your level of consciousness. Depending on if you have parted your Red Sea, which means depending on if you have risen out of your sacral chakra into a higher consciousness. And, when you have risen out of your survival mode, then you can see. You're not going to react. You're going to have time to sit and think. You're like, find independent nation. Right. So all you got to do is think before you react. That's number one. So, and this part is just, the hardest part. This is the hardest part to get people to stop doing that. It is so hard. Like, no matter how many times I have said it, people will still do it. And they won't even realize that they're doing it. It is hard to do. That's why it's called being transformed. You're in transition. You are rising to your higher self. It's very hard to change, but when you do, you're going to get benefits. So that's why it's important to do that work. To think, make it a habit to think for 2 minutes before you respond to anything. And I promise you, your life will improve just for that, just for doing that. If you stop reacting and just think for 2 minutes before even saying something, typing something, or reacting to something, your life will probably improve 50%. I promise you. Just 50%. That's a lot. And it's only one thing. It's just one thing. 2 minutes, you can do it. That's why if y'all saw me yesterday, I was telling Sasha, okay, think about what you're going to say before you say it. And she paused, got her little thought together, ran it through, visualized it, thought, and then talked. Because sometimes we just blah, 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 and we can't take it back. It's gone. It's out there. Mhm. Yeah, thank y'all. Like my video. Thank you, Mojo Knows. So just think, if you paid some millionaire, a couple $1,000s for a mentor session, and he told you the same thing, you would do it because you done paid for it. That's why Kanye said, no, my stuff cost. Y'all gonna pay for this stuff. Because, if someone who is successful is telling you something and you're paying for that information, you're gonna do it. If some broke person is telling you something and you don't see that they've gotten anywhere in life, and you're gonna laugh at them and keep doing what you're doing because, oh well, But if you had to pay for some information, if you and saw that it works for other people, you are going to do it, even if it's hard. Even if you've been doing it so long, you paid money for that knowledge, which you probably already knew anyway. So now you're going to do it. Sometimes it takes how your mom tells you something and you don't listen, and then somebody else tells you, and now your mom say, I told you that 10 years ago. Same thing. So, right. So you have to just stop and think before you react to any situation, because all you're going to do is feed them archons. I mean, it doesn't bother you one bit, but all you're going to do is feed the archons and lose your energy. I mean, you can get your energy back. That's not an issue, but you're being used. You're just being used. You're being triggered and used. It's like you're being hustled. You're being scammed for your energy. And at the same time, you remain dumb. Okay? So, wait. You're the power source for the wall. Okay. Stop feeding the archons, aka the dusties. Mm-hmm. I can't decode Brexit because I don't know about it, but I'll research it and I'll try to decode it later. I think it's like what the Britain trying to break up from Europe or something. Is that what it is? Okay. Do you have list of books I can read and grow and elevate my frequency? Yes, I do. Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy, Kabbalion, Emerald Tablets of Thoth, The Atlantean, The Book of Enoch. Any book that has any encyclopedia on symbols and signs, start there. Corpus Hermeticum. I have a video where I tell you all the books. Just go to my homepage and click on videos, and then where it says search, just type in book reviews or books or something, and all the videos where book is in the title, it'll pop up. Okay. Do you have a list of books? Yep, I just told you. I think you asked that twice. Okay. Science books, any quantum physics book. I have one, Quantum Physics in Minutes. It's like a little small book, and it's one page per lesson, one lesson in quantum physics on a small page that big. You can get it at any bookstore, right? And whoever, that's what I would suggest to start off with. And any just basic, I have a book called Scientia, Scientia. It's like a big, thick book with like holographic, pictures on the front. You can get that at any bookstore or on Amazon. So yeah, I have a lot of books. I have too many books today, but those are the ones that really have the knowledge in them. And right. Or you can just listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson. He drops code and science and all his stuff. I think all the books are linked in the video about the books. So just, when you finish this video, go to my homepage and click on videos. And then in that little bitty search bar, type in books. And all the videos with book in the title will pop up. Right. The Science of Melanin book. Yep. Mm, you got to read the other stuff first. Then when you get to that, it'll make perfect sense, right? Bio of Nikola Tesla. Yep. Read that too. That's all coded too. Nikola Tesla wrote books, letters, and all of it was code. Hmm What do I think about the Quran and Islam? I have never read the Quran. That's on my list. That's next. Um, if it's similar to the Bible, now I should be able to decode it easy. You're on Patreon reading it. Thank you for being on my Patreon. Thank y'all for supporting me on there. I have a few articles on there, PDF books. A lot of the books that I named are on there that you can download. It's Decoding with Ashira. Decoding with Ashira. It's my Patreon. I need to link it below. I don't know if it's there or not. Okay. So please read it. It talks about the guy who created the racism. That's in a lot of stories, that's in the ancient Sumerian texts as well. So it's always the same story created over and over with different, people telling it. So I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna check it out for sure. hmm Right. So my thing is, my main question is why um, this power shift that's getting ready to go down, you know, there's going to be a lot of change. There's going to be a lot of change that people aren't ready for. But it's going to be interesting. Right. It's going to be interesting to see this change. Like, you know how dreams start getting more ridiculous and ridiculous as, as it goes on, in order to wake you up and make you realize it's a dream. That's what's kind of going on, you know. And the codes are like the weird symbols and dreams that when we wake up and, we go and try to interpret our dreams, that's what the code is. It's like, well, I had a dream about this, and that. What does it mean? Y'all will sit and try to decode your dreams, but y'all won't decode real life. Decode real life, and you'll be able to control your life. You can lucid live. You can lucid light. You can live in light. You can lucid live if you know how to read code. When I dream, I know code so well. I can decode so well. I'm decoding as I'm dreaming, so I can like literally change what's going on in my dream because I know what's the message. So that's practice for you, right? You have glitches on the matrix before, yep. So if you start decoding your living dream, your life, You'll be able to control it more. And the archons, the watchers, like we're their TV, we're their reality show. Like, they feed off of us, they watch us, we raise their frequencies, by laughing at us, and they want to watch a good drama. They throw some stuff in the mix and watch y'all go crazy and react over Kanye West. Like, look at these people. I'm laughing. My frequency is right. I love it. I love it. On that Justin Timberlake video, Supplies, and it showed him like up in the penthouse watching a bunch of TVs with different channels. He was watching racism. He was watching all this calamity in the world. He was just sitting there watching it. Entertainment. Archons. Why are these babies coming into the world now that are more advanced than the adults? I mean, there's 2 and 3-year-olds who are controlling the homes and all devices in the homes, period. Because these are the people that are being reincarnated because they're getting ready to they're getting ready to go into the promised land. They're getting ready to come back and rule. Okay. Right. They're born on that frequency, right? You don't think people will ever be able to get their feelings out. Archon, Archon, I think. Right. Has anyone seen the movie Time Lapse on Amazon Prime? No, I haven't seen that. Okay. So we're their TV show. When they watch your TV show, are they watching Real Housewives? Are they watching what they watching? See, everything is a reflection of the thing that's higher. So what do you like to watch? Do you like to watch Real Housewives? Do you get into that drama? Do you feed off of that energy? That's how the archons do. Oh, I can't wait to watch this drama. Oh, I can't wait to see what happened. That's some archons. They can't wait for their good show. Like, let's watch the Popeyes chicken show. But we got to put code in it. Today on Popeye's Chicken Show, man gets stabbed for cutting in line. Ooh, that's going to be a good episode. I'm finna get my popcorn. I mean, it's a joke. Everything is a joke. Everything is... We're the TV show. They like my show because I'm a reality show. They like me. They like me because I'm telling y'all. I say, okay. You know how they have a when two shows link up and they have like a Christmas special or something. We're gonna link up 2 shows together. We're gonna link up the Popeyes chicken show with Ashira and see what happens. And see if the next episode people are in line for them chicken sandwiches. And see how stupid these people are. So look, they back in line for that chicken sandwich. They so stupid. Even though this TV show is telling them, I can't, I can't. Them archons are sitting back there, I can't. But their frequency is raising because they're laughing or they're absorbing this entertainment. You know how when you watch a funny show and you laugh and you know, whatever, you feel energized. You feel good. Your frequency, you good at the end of the day after watching your favorite show, right? Right. So I mean, don't let me become an archon because y'all gonna be doing some crazy stuff. I promise you. My ancestors low key laughing at me sometimes. That sprinkle, sprinkle. Right. Y'all are watching comedy and in a drama. Imagine how these archons are watching us laughing like that. I mean, you know how we laugh at ourselves. Imagine what they're doing because we don't know, but they do. The joke is even funnier to them because we don't know. I know, but most people don't know. So if you find yourself twerking in your bathroom mirror and talking to nothing and say, okay, archons, how you like this, archons? Don't think that you're crazy. You just letting them know that you know. Anyway, raise your own frequency by messing with them. Take their energy, reverse it. Take the pen and rewrite it. Yes, I have done it. Don't judge me. I've done it. They was laughing at me too, but I was laughing at them for watching it and laughing at me. Anywho, so at least I might not have much of a booty, but I got more of a booty than you. I be messing with them. Anyway, have fun. You know, it's a joke. Everything is a TV show and a joke. Are you being sucked into it? Are you somebody else's entertainment? Are you on the stage dancing like Kanye said? You dancing? There's different levels to it, you know. You performing for them. That Popeyes line is Bojangles. You performing. Okay. Hmm. Michael Jackson will come and dance with you if you put his music on. I feel like an actor when I wear a wig. Mm. Keep laughing, right? If you think about it, The Matrix could have been a comedy. They wanted y'all to get serious and some action movie, but The Matrix could have been a comedy. Anyway. Oh, but you always need a plot twist. You always need a plot twist, you know, in any good story or movie or reality show. Always need a plot twist. So, you know, I think I just need people to understand stuff's not so serious. Mhm. You laugh at serious scenes during movies. I don't take anything too serious. Good for you. I mean, you have to start to do that in real life now. You know, people think I'm cold hearted and for decoding stuff and laughing at it, but that's what the archons are doing. And, you know, y'all don't even really understand or know it, but y'all keep feeding them. So if you mad at me, you mad at them. When they flip the channel, like, you know what, I want to watch a good old war movie. Go ahead and make some war over there. I want to watch something ratchet today. Send Papa some new chicken sandwiches. Um, World Star, that's that World Star alien. That's that World Star Archon that's doing that to y'all. Y'all know the one that's the one that always posting world that's that Archon that's always posting on his Facebook and Instagram. World Star. Some of our energy, some of our souls ascend, and that's what they become. And so they have a lot of the same interests. They have a lot of the same interests because some of them used to be us. So, like I said, do you remember that on the show Raising Dion, the Netflix series, how Michael B. Jordan got caught up in that storm and he was forced to move around with that storm and be a part of that energy of that storm? That's kind of like, what I'm talking about. Those energies and spirits that were once, on the planet have now ascended or been raptured or taken into this field and forced to stay with it. So they're gonna get a little bored up there, and they're gonna want to watch some people, the watchers. And when they want to see a ratchet show, they send Popeye's Chickens a new shipment of chicken sandwiches. When they want to watch, the comedy, they turn on politics and Donald Trump. Some of these energies that are up there are younger. They're younger spirits. That's why stuff is getting ratchet and funny and jokerish, because there's a couple of generations up there that want to watch something funny. The crackheads, all them people that died from crack over. Please don't make me go into it, because I will sit and laugh for hours. Anyway, let's move on. So if you have control of a remote or a channel or a frequency, a remote control is a frequency, the 5G towers, the digital lighting, the fractal lighting. That we HD now, we in HD lighting now because the sun. So they got to upgrade on a system. So we look better. They got HD now. And now they have the ability to pause and watch us on demand, time loop. Did you hear me? You know how you can watch Netflix at any time you want? You can watch any movie on demand if you have cable at any time you want, no matter if it's playing or not. That is a different version of the universe. Time control. The reality you want to go check into, just like the Archons. We're their Netflix. We're their Hulu. This is the documentary they're watching about themselves. Ooh, I want to learn about myself. Let me go watch this person. Okay. So chicken on the run. So that's what it is. People need to wake up. Just like on that Black Mirror show when he was on a TV show when he finally came into his consciousness, he was like they yelled cut at the end. He was mad. Um, Chick-fil-A. Mm-hmm. Break down Chick-fil-A. Caught up in a third dimension. Right. And you know who's helping us out? Y'all gonna laugh at this. Now y'all gonna laugh at this, but it's gonna make perfect sense. Do y'all know how we're getting a lot of this information and waking up? Y'all ready to laugh? Okay, so you know how those people that go to the movies and who watch TV and talk to the characters in the television, even though they don't think that they can hear them? I'm gonna wait. That's you? Your mama? Mhm. Don't go in there. I have intuition not to go in there. I don't know where it came from, but I don't think I'm going in there. Them archons is talking to the TV in the fourth dimension. They're seeing, like, the signs that you keep seeing in real life all around you, like warnings and stuff. You know how they do when they write a horror movie and you see a warning, but you still proceed? Oh, that's nothing. I ain't gonna listen to it. And the archons are yelling out, "Don't do it! Did you just see that warning? Ugh!" See, that's why you got gas. That's why you got stabbed in the Popeye's chicken line. Ugh. You know. So that's what it is. And you talk through the whole movie. Good. You helping them people in the movie in a different dimension. I don't know. Um think about it though. Think about it. Just let it ponder. Your your voice, thank you. Rockwell said that this is his video, Somebody's Watching Me. I always feel, no, that was Michael Jackson that sang that song. The background. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I ain't got no privacy. Yeah, they watching you in the shower. I don't feel safe anymore. Big Brother. Then they got satellites. They trying to watch us, and who's watching them? We trying to watch them while they watch us. But they're in the fourth dimension. So unless y'all can figure out how to see in the fourth dimension, you know. I've always felt like someone's watching me. They are. Go listen to the song Freemason by Rick Ross and Jay-Z and John Legend. Just go listen to those lyrics. Archons are literal dusties. Pyramids. So, if you ever get bored, you are not. Though you're far away, I am here to stay. Whisper in your ear. That's that Archon talking to the TV. Anyway, so we go out into nature, we bring our little cameras and we strap it up to a tree and put it on a time lapse. Them ants and them bugs don't know that you making a reality show out of them carrying a leaf and eating a dead animal. They don't know that. But you finna get paid off of it. You know? Fifth dimensional Dusty. Hmm. Shira, do you know anything about the Golden Dawn? Can y'all type emoji so I know I'm still alive? No, I'm out. I'm out. The Archons cut me. Why was I not able to type? Did the Archons cut me? No. Like I tried to type something and it said error. I'm sorry, Archons. Look, I ain't gonna tell them no more. They ain't gonna believe it anyway. No one can resist the evil of the thriller. So, I don't care if they watch you. I don't care. Okay. They mad. I haven't blocked Mandy. Y'all remember when I did my prayer video for the haters to find a life? It worked. You need a cup to go with your coffee. That cup is huge. I know. It's a bowl and a cup. I'm clear now. Thank you. Yeah, I'm clear. The Archon's keeping her busy. Hmm. And she might be in line for that Popeye's chicken. The color's like this, so it must be good. That's what she's saying. We ask her next time, how was that Popeye's chicken sandwich? Okay. You don't know how that's how she talk. You missed a lot, but that's okay. You can watch it later on the rebound. So the time loop. What is the time loop? Hmm. Okay. Let's say you want to travel somewhere. Let's say you want to travel somewhere and you have a computer, you're on a plane, whatnot, but you're traveling. And you still want to watch your shows and stuff, right? So you got to download them. You still want to listen to your music. But when you don't have Wi-Fi, when you're not connected or when you're not where where you once were, and now you're traveling, you got to download some stuff to be able to watch it and rewind it and watch it over and over. I'm finna tell y'all something. So listen. You have to download a certain frequency so that they have some entertainment as we travel. Okay. That's why y'all keep seeing the same thing in the sky this time each year for the last few years because the sky's on rewind. Okay. And that's why they're putting all them 5G towers up because that's their hotspot. Go look up what the word Verizon means and the etymology of the word Verizon. Okay. Um, when you go on a cruise, you got to get like the special Wi-Fi from the ship, or you got to have your own hotspot because so they've put up the 5G towers to create, because when you're moving, your signal is shaky. You're not where you used to be. You don't have the same, connections, or the same light or the same energy. So you're gonna put some stuff around you to travel. Okay, so um, fantastic voyage. Come along and ride on that fantastic voyage, voyage. I'm That's the song to listen to. So we're traveling. We have to reroute it. Like we're traveling. There's archons are watching us. We're their entertainment. We've been downloaded, and the frequency of the earth has been downloaded. Um, and we're traveling in a hot spot, and we're, you know, size being rewinded because we're traveling. Hmm. If you think the earth is a prison or a university, both. It's that ghetto university, as Kanye would say it. She need a daddy. Don't let her grow up in that ghetto university. So let's talk about fathers and daddies. That's code too. Like people keep thinking there's one father. There's two fathers. That's why they have to specify which father that you're praying to. Like our Father who art in the heavens, hallowed, which is whole, be thy name. Like Sasha says. Mhm. Then there's the father of the children of earth. That's why in the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus said, if you don't hate your fathers and leave them behind and hate your fathers and follow me, or something like that. He's talking about the other father. Okay. So, je suis, right. So, there are two fathers. So if there's two types of children on the planet, children of the sun and children of the earth, there are two types of fathers. So you got to remember that too. Thank you. I am not on CBD oil. I done ran out. I ran out like last week. I need to get some more. But thank you. I'm on coffee. Y'all was laughing at my big old mug of coffee. Y'all see what it did to me. I'm awake. um, hmm who's the Godfather? Who's God's father? I don't know. Mhm. The universe, the dark energy, the source. I don't know. Well, that was the weirdest combo. I'm weird like that. That's why, you see, that's why I probably couldn't really sit there and just really have a conversation with somebody without them thinking I'm crazy. Anyway, Mhm. Where does mental disorders come from? Mm, people trying to diagnose what they don't understand, I believe. Honestly, people trying to diagnose what they don't understand, and people that are on a frequency that is not matching their environment. Mhm. This is the realm of knowledge. You're supposed to acknowledge your purpose here, then defy defeats its keeper, gravity. In order to do that, you must master the flesh. The flesh, you graduate. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry, I sent an incomplete message. People be thinking I'm crazy too. Hmm. Already been on my other channel, Jennifer Jackson. Go check it out. Hey, I was there earlier. Have fun. So, I understand you, everyone in my family thinks I'm crazy, but thanks to you, I've learned not to care. Of course. They think Kanye crazy, but watch what happens. This is a comedy day. Only Christian says there is one father. Meanwhile, every other religion claims there's three. Ooh, I said two. If it's three, hey, I'm sure there is. If there's two, maybe there's three. I don't ever close my mind to anything like that. But what do you think of autism? Do you think that it's frequency or deficiency? I don't think that. I think it's frequency. Thoughts are on a frequency. When you can't hold a frequency, and you're it's like static electric, like static in a radio, and you can't hold a certain frequency, and you flip back and forth, and you hear two words on this channel and two words on the next channel, and you know how they try to use to communicate with ghosts. They use that spirit box, and it just goes through a bunch of frequencies until it picks out words on each frequency, and that's how they say the spirits communicate. So I feel that people that are tuned to a different frequency are in tuned on a frequency here, but kind of still lingering here. You know how you play a radio station? I know it's old school, but if you ever have like one of them radios and you can hear like the background music of another song, but then you can hear like somebody talking because you're in between stations and you're not focused on one channel or the other fully. So you kind of have to, listen more when you want to hear something here, or try to ignore what's going on there. So I feel like the people that are in between these frequencies are almost living in a fourth dimensional state, and almost in a fourth dimensional state because they're not quite here and they're not quite there, but they're in between. So I feel that once you are aware of that, you're not going to think of it as people are going to figure out how to use it to our advantage very soon. When those kids grow up and they get old, if y'all still haven't figured out how the scientists or occultists or whoever have not figured out how to benefit from autistic children or autistic adults yet, they probably will soon. This is a mystery. That's the mystery. Those series that are on Netflix, and they have a problem to solve and they don't get to it till season 6. That might be that. We haven't gotten to that yet. We still got to figure that out. Some people might be figuring it out, but they're not telling us. Hmm. You have Asperger's. I can't pronounce that. I'm so sorry. And doctors say it makes it harder for me to socialize. Would you say that there is something wrong with me? Is it possible to fix it? Is there any physical symptoms or is it just like mental? Because I don't know what that is. I'm so sorry. Um, as a human being, with all this kind of stuff, I think mind over matter, everybody has a challenge. Everybody has um, a work to do. You know, some people have bad tempers. That could be deemed mental. Some people have, you know, certain personality defects. To master oneself, you have to focus on the solution to those things, not the disease, not the problem, but only the solution. So if a doctor said, "Oh, it's going to make you socially awkward," what should you do? Master being social. Yeah. The great work is custom. Exactly. Have you ever seen anyone who like of special needs who like went above and beyond and were functioning better than what they would deem normal people and more talented because they found a solution instead of focusing on the problem. They were able to express themselves through the solution of mastering themselves in the area that was deemed a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's like Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles. They were blind, but they are masters and they see beyond what we can see, or at least Stevie Wonder does. You know what I'm saying? So master anything with the solution. The curse is the gift, and the gift is the curse. They're both the same thing. It just depends on if you're focusing on the curse or the gift. It's like the archons, like let's say they're watching a movie. And then, the movie, like let's say some kind of survivor movie, and each person on the island has some kind of defect that if focusing on the solution or mastering that trait will get them off the island. And they got to sit there and figure it out to get out of the island. And it's a good show because they don't know. And they keep fighting, they keep going in the they keep doing the wrong thing backwards. They don't know, they haven't figured it out yet. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, we haven't figured out some things yet because we're not focusing on the solution. We're only focusing on the issue, right? We're not focusing on how to make money off of it. We're not focusing on how to make positive things out of this, We're only focusing on, oh, it's a mental challenge. It's a special needs. They're trying to make nice names, but these names are neutral. They need to make positive names. If you rename the issue, it's no longer an issue. The name of something creates the frequency of it. So instead of naming someone autistic, if you name them fourth dimensional beings and try to study how fourth dimensional beings think, then we might get somewhere. But people who don't understand something want to master that which they don't understand. And instead of focusing on the solution, they want to focus on the problem so that they can be deemed master of a problem instead of a solution. Because you can't master a solution. That's deep, ain't it? You cannot master a solution. You can only master a problem. I am the authority on this problem. Let's focus on this problem. I am the expert on this problem. I think we should do this, and it's going to cost this much money to deal with this problem. So instead of taking a risk going into the unknown and focusing on the study of these type of beings that are coming into the planet, they want to stamp it, label it, drug it, and make money off of it and become the master of it because they can't comprehend, or even if they can't control it because they fear it. They fear what they might learn. Just like on Stranger Things when they were studying 11, the little girl 11. They could have easily just locked her up, called her crazy or whatever, gave her a label, but they were studying her. So when I hear, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna say your name, but it was somebody from my channel. They were schizophrenic. And I will never forget the story that they told me. It was, now that I think about it, it was all code. Y'all want to hear it? Y'all want to hear it? This is how I know. I'm going to tell y'all, this is how I know. Because as I've learned more and I think about her story and all the stuff that she told me, it's all code. And it lines up with everything. Okay, I'm getting ready to tell y'all. Now, if y'all are on here, I ain't going to say your name because I don't even remember it. But I remember your story because it stuck out. And Layla remembers it too because she was in the room when you was on speakerphone. Okay. And then I had another client last night that I did a consultation with, and they're having similar dreams. And then I turned to Jay-Z, the song "Pray," and the same thing is being played out, and the situation is being played out in that song. Okay, so I'm getting ready to tell y'all. Okay, so the lady that has schizophrenia, she said she had been to jail. I said, why? Well, then I had to go to the mental, place too, because I had stopped taking my medication and I was schizophrenic. I said, well, what did you do to go to jail? She said, I assaulted the police. I'm like, why would you do that? She said, I scratched them up. They had scratches all over their face. I said, well, why would you do that? Y'all ready for this? Y'all still here or did they cut me off again? I need some emojis. Okay, thank you. I said, why did you do that? And she says, they looked like aliens trying to get me out of the sky. Archons. They look like aliens coming out of the sky to get me. I didn't know that they were police officers. Remember when I told y'all that archons are like the police or the border patrol or the watchers or the people that keep you here? So she said that the police were aliens and she really was fighting for her life. And so I hope you're not on here, but if you are, hey, I remember your story. And then she told me that she hear, like, whenever she goes somewhere, some of y'all gonna like this. Whenever she goes somewhere, she hears Drake's voice telling her things, what to do, like her inner guide. Drake is also like, it means dragon. He's a raptor. He's a mix, like, between, he's a Jewish black mix. He would also represent, a frequency. The dragon turned raptor the voice in your mind, the higher consciousness, because the dinosaurs evolved into raptor birds. The devil became an angel. The lower self got wings. The lower self rose to the higher self. So she's sitting here saying, I hear Drake voice telling me stuff. I'm like, But it's the story stayed in my mind for some reason because it was code. Now I don't remember everybody's story, but that story I remember because you can't forget it. And so she was schizophrenic, and her visions and her experiences are all lining up with code. So if it were me, I would see, depending on your level of consciousness, depending on your frequency. Now, everybody might not get inside information, but depending on your frequency, Sasha says, depending on your frequency and your understanding of certain information. This is why you have a lot of schizophrenics into conspiracy, because they're being given code. Y'all remember that movie, A Beautiful Life? But if you don't know what to do with the code, if you don't know that there is code, you will think you're going crazy, and other people will too. But schizophrenics see code on the fourth dimension. Did you hear what I said? Schizophrenics see code on the fourth dimension. So, how I said, archons are like the police. So what is she going to see the police as if she sees code? Archons. If Drake is a dragon raptor, because he has an owl and his name is Drake, if he is an ascended being, isn't he going to be a higher consciousness or a god? If you see in the fourth dimension? And here in the fourth dimension? So that's why they try to drug you down, because you're rising to the fourth dimension. But dumb, stupid people don't want you to rise to your power, like Pharaoh didn't want the Israelites to rise to their power. So they kept them low. They wouldn't set them free. They wouldn't allow them to part from the Red Sea, the red chakra, the sacral chakra, from survival mode. They kept them, for sacrifices, for entertainment, for rides out of here. So now that we know this, these fourth dimensional gifts have to be mastered. And they don't teach you how to master them. What they do is drug you up and call you crazy. In the old days, if someone was born, they would teach them to master that. I think there was a show, True Blood. Y'all remember that fairy queen on True Blood? She was like mixed. She was Clint Eastwood's ex-wife. I don't know if y'all ever saw that episode. Well, she was a fourth dimensional being, and she was schizophrenic and autistic at the same time. And she was talking to things in different realms and getting information from here and decoding at the same time. And when Suki went to talk to her, or whoever went to talk to her, it was very hard, very, very hard to understand her. But I understood it straight up. She was a fourth dimensional being. I don't know what episode that was, but it had Clint Eastwood's ex-wife in it. She looks like native or mixed or like Hawaiian or something. So fourth dimensional access, I'll say. But they don't teach you how to master these because they don't want you ruling them. Could you imagine if all the people, that's why on Bird Box, all them crazy people was walking around trying to open up people's eyes. Do y'all remember Bird Box when all the mentally ill patients were safe? Oh, I want y'all to see what we've been seeing the whole time. I want y'all to see. Open your eye. Open your eyes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now y'all see what we've been seeing. Y'all seeing fourth dimensional. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, we ain't bird boxing because we've been here. We've been doing this. You late. And so they was running around like gangs, like gang, because that's what they are. They are fourth dimensional beings. And we sitting there drugging them up and calling them stupid and crazy. You know, oh, special needs. No, we special needs, baby. We are special needs. I'm not special needs because I understand, but and I used to see stuff too when I was a child. I really did. I saw something today, but I can't say nothing because people think I'm crazy. I saw a light orb. Mm-hmm. Just you right in front of my face. It's like, did y'all see that? Mm-mm. Okay. But I used to see it more clear when I was younger because I was closer to the fourth dimension because that's where the what they call in the Moses story, that's where the wilderness is or the spirit world, you know. And so yeah, it was that about this big. And so it's like, yep, you know, people that they don't want, you know, giving out information and stuff, or they don't want to deal with right now, or they don't know how to deal with it. They drug them and label them, but it's just not true. Now, you know what they're doing now? They're labeling adolescent teenagers and adolescent preteens. They're diagnosing them with depression. Last time I checked, wasn't that a symptom of puberty? Mood swings, up and down, mild depression. Now they're diagnosing adolescents with mental disorders and drugging them. Because they're trying to cover up the bird box. Bird box been happening. They're trying to mute it with drugs and diagnosis. Hmm. Insurance scams. They trying to get. You know how like if you're an alchemist, you can work both ways. You can work for one agenda or the other agenda. You know, so one side is working for this agenda, the other side is working for that agenda. They're trying to cover up the bird boxing by oh mental illness awareness month, bird boxing, or not bird boxing or not studying and using these gifts of the fourth dimensional people to advance humanity. Okay. Mhm. Yeah. So depression could be caused by lack of vitamin D. It could be lack of some type of nutrient that you're not getting. But what they gonna do? Slap some drugs on you. It could be a hormone imbalance from puberty or menopause or whatever. You know. Oh no, you depressed. Here, take this medication. Shut up. Don't kill yourself. But symptoms, that might occur or side effects is suicide. But don't fight it. Master the side effects instead of yourself. That's what they're doing to give you drugs. You got to master the side effects so you don't die instead of mastering yourself. So, yes, I think many people are fourth dimensional beings that are being drugged and diagnosed because we are too stupid as a society, or we know and we're covering it up. One of those. Um. Hmm. Frequency changes can cause depression. That's why you got to get your frequency up. What if your body had a gauge and depression was an indicator that your frequency is low? You know, like a battery. Your frequency's low. You got to get it back on. Ding, ding, ding. You don't just say, "Oh, my frequency's low." Hi, I'm Ashira, and my frequency's low. It's no joke. It's serious. My frequency is low. I don't know what to tell you. My frequency is low. It's real. I don't know. Okay, what you gonna do about it? Solution oriented. Get your frequency up. Well, how do I get my frequency up? Go outside, exercise, eat right, get you some elixirs, you know, make yourself look good, get your frequency back, listen to some music. Hmm. Depression can be an ancestral curse. Yeah, because y'all ancestors ain't solution oriented. I bet you if you had some ancestors that were solution oriented, it wouldn't be no curse. Okay, we got to break those old chains. Okay, I want some of that coffee donut blend. Whatever that donut shop coffee was, with some pumpkin spice syrup in it, and some almond milk hazelnut creamer. Get that combination. It's good. Okay. Um, the gift is the curse. The curse is the gift. The pyramid is built from the top down. Transmutation. Hmm. It's true. You know? If you were given a disability, Sasha got this down pack. She's on TikTok a lot, and she notices that a lot of the TikTokers who have disabilities have a lot of followers, likes. I wish I had a disability so I could be TikTok famous, she said. You see what those people with disabilities did with their disabilities? They got famous on TikTok and have normal people wishing they had disabilities, you know? So a gift can be a curse if you work it. Okay. I mean, hot topic, Tim Burton, all them goth clothing lines have made depression or, emotional uh, style for those who are depressed. They making money off of it. Woe is me, I'm God, no one understands me, writing poetry in the corner. They making money off of it. Artists do it all the time. Oh, I'm gonna make money off. I'm just gonna paint my feelings. So sometimes the gift is the curse. That was a Jay-Z album, right? The gift and the curse. Just like seeing in code is a gift and a curse. Just like being super psychic is a gift and a curse. How are you gonna use it though? Right. So we gotta use it like that. We can't just think of things one way anymore. It's both. Hmm. Right. Being alive is a gift and a curse. Exactly. Think how autism could affect your ability to get a man of means. If I was a fourth dimension, if I could see in the fourth dimension, I wouldn't need a man of means. I mean, I used to could when I was a kid, but if you could see in the fourth dimension, you don't need a man of means. You can reach up and get means in the fourth dimension. Okay. You could write a book about the fourth dimension and ooh, there go your bean, there go your means. Men would be too stupid for you. You wouldn't be able to sit there and talk to him and like, oh, you so 3D. His third dimensional money wouldn't be much to you if you were a fourth dimensional being. That's monopoly money. You want them Archon money. You want that you want that Anunnaki money. You don't want his money. You want that alien money. You don't want his money. He's a dusty. Okay? He 3D. So think about that. Y'all remember when I always joke around said when the aliens land, it's over. Well, women are going to be flocking to them. Think about the story of the fallen angels when they said, "Oh, the Anunnaki went and married the daughters of man." Okay, they saw that and go, "Ooh, girl, he's a fourth dimensional being. I'm out of here. Bye, Dusty." So, if you see, and they know that the women will leave them for them. Okay. Y'all ever see that autistic dude that went on a helicopter ride and came back and drew a mural from memory by just one ride? He was a 4D being. The DNA is starting to get activated little by little. It's like evolution. Hmm. Oh my God. So, it's kind of, I told you, everything is kind of fun. We are like, if we go back into the old days, when y'all watch those old movies where, people would accuse people, oh, sorcery, oh, you're a witch, or because you know science, or, um, you know, ignorant people don't understand advanced people. When people come ahead of their time, they're a precursor for what is to come. They are the signs of the time. So we're getting a lot of precursors for what is to come. We're going into 4D reality. We're shifting. And so we had some precursors and all that kind of stuff that people are calling mental illness. Just like they're calling climate change global warming. Okay. So people that are rising as well to that higher frequency um, kind of peep this. They don't accept what is being told to them. They make their own mind up. They don't take diagnosis from people that are beneath them. You know what I'm saying? If you've been indoctrinated into a system, if you like, I could see a medical doctor. I could be in the same room with a surgeon and a medical doctor and feel smarter than them because I know something they don't know, you know? And because I think on a higher frequency. So I don't, their diagnosis, their memorization, their, Googling on MD.com when they out of the room don't impress me no more. Most of them work through machines and cameras. So for me, if they're not trying to focus on the solution or the prevention, and they're only focusing on how to temporarily relieve the problem, I don't think that they're that much wiser. Okay. So, sorry. I mean, respect, they do save lives, but they're not on the higher frequency of doing that, like they do in the Eastern medicine. I know they be Googling. Mm. You said you work in a hospital, they do be Googling. I know. And then they come back with their little white coat on, looking all serious, talking all fast. You have any questions? Yes. Okay. You're a bye. Boy, bye. Um, they are using WebMD. They don't know nothing. They really don't. They just Google 5 symptoms, and if the first thing that pop up, that's what you got. Okay. Anyway, the baby in your womb responds to my voice. The baby girl. Aw, that's so cute. They had Google before we did. I bet they did. We did some labs and everything came out fine. Now we'll charge you $50,000. Ooh, no. Your father-in-law is a cardiothoracic surgeon. It's true. Remember Dr. Strange? Perfect example. The movie Doctor Strange. He thought he was all that. Idiots, I'm better than you. Then he met that bald-headed lady. When he met what was her name? I don't remember what her name was in the movie. When he met the bald-headed lady, he was taken aback. I am nothing. That's how I see them doctors, like Doctor Strange. Anyway. That bald-headed lady was using dark energy, but for the greater good. I find that. What do I think about the word pray in regards to both animals and pray and people who pray? Who gonna pray for me? Take my pain from me. Sing my soul for me. Because I'm alone with you. Okay, so pray. I pray you catch me whispering. No, I pray I catch you whispering. I actually took a screenshot of that word. That's crazy that you bring it up. Let me see if I still have it. Well, let me just look it up. I don't need to search. I'll just Google it like them doctors. Okay, I'm going to read you the definition. To address a solemn request or expression of thanks to a deity or other object of worship. And then the adverb meaning is a polite request or instruction. Polite request or instruction. Okay, so so depending on who's doing the praying depends on what it means. Think about a priest and think about the average person. So back in the old days, priests had to have connection to God, to the cosmos. Not like today. Back in the old days, all the priests And saints and priests and stuff had to have direct connection with the cosmos. So if you didn't have, are y'all still here? Put some emojis or something. If if you didn't have direct connection to the cosmos and you wanted to pray and ask a deity or thank a deity, you would have to go to a priest and ask them to pray for you. But who's gonna pray for the priest? That's the song. Who gonna pray for me? Take my pain from me. Save my soul for me. See, so if you have a priest that can pray for you because they have a direct connection, but then they change the priests, and those priests no longer have a connection to the cosmos. Who do they have a connection to? Which father do they have a connection to? Who is their father? You know how you call a priest father? I will be your father figure. Put your tiny hands in mine. I will be your preacher, teacher. But who is their father? There are more than one father. Okay. That's why when I got baptized in the Catholic Church, I'm not lying. I got a fever, a stomach ache. I threw up like the exorcist. That's why my mom thought I was possessed because I was rebuking that. I said, screaming and crying. They thought I was possessed. I was sick. I was fever, throwing up. But after they sprinkle me with that holy water, because my mom literally thought I was possessed for real, like because I was talking very early, and I was like talking like I do now, like wait till my daddy get home. She said I kept telling her wait till my daddy get home. You just wait till my daddy get home. At 8 months, and she was scared of me. She wouldn't let me sleep in the crib in her room. She put me in my sister's room because she was scared of me. Because the Exorcist movie had just come out. She was literally scared of me. My grandma was like all in the church, Pentecostal church and stuff. And she called my grandma over to pray for me. They had put me in like a bathtub and was like doing all this crazy stuff, thinking I'm possessed. I'm like, I'm just smart. Wait till my daddy get home. And when I was saying wait till my daddy get home, that was cold. I mean, how is an 8-month-old gonna even understand that their daddy is not there and they're somewhere else, and that they're gonna threaten you with his presence? I was being channeled. I channel sometimes, but wait till my daddy get home. That's so cold. Homecoming, So so when I was baptized in the Catholic Church, I got sick. And I rebuked it. And I said, wait till my daddy get home. You in trouble. And so that's why she thought I was possessed. Yep. If you go to church and your priest is not the Father you was praying to, is not the Father who art in heaven. Okay. That's why I don't go to church, because what's for real. Mm-hmm. Think about the story of Moses. His priest, he had to have a priest because he didn't have no connection. The pharaohs always had the connection to the gods. He didn't have it. That's why he had to have a priest. Like y'all know Aladdin, how Jafar was the priest or the spiritual guru. The true appointed, the true royalty is supposed to have all of that. Okay, like Thoth. So Kanye's church, yeah. Did you baptize your kids? I rebuke that. And my kids have never been to a church unless we were at a funeral. Um, well, they did go to daycare in this one like church school, but it was just the daycare part of it, and they were too young to even. They weren't really doing anything but coloring sheets. So, but no, I would never um, force my kids to go to church um, like that. Most kids don't want to go to church, believe me. Um, and I remember when Sasha was in preschool at one of these little church schools, they had appointed a new pastor, and there was a black lady, an African American lady, whatever y'all call it. She was like really drawn towards me, and she was like, um, we were talking, and she was talking about the Trinity or something like that. I said, I do believe in a Trinity, but not the way you do. I told her, I said, I do believe in a Trinity, but not the same way you do. And she was like, oh, well, you need to come teach a class. You need to come teach a class at the church. I'm like, no, I don't. You don't want me to teach no class. Um, you don't want you're gonna lose all your money. You don't want me to come teach a class in your church. I said, no, that's okay. Thank you though. Because I will expose everything. And I don't think you want that. So they're gonna say I'm doing witchcraft. When she said, "Oh, I believe in a Trinity," I said, "Oh yeah, there's so many Trinities that predate." When I said predate, her eyes changed. There are so many Trinities that predate the Christian Trinity. She's like, it was over after that. Y'all still here? Why can't I type? So, don't be fooled. Remember, you go to church. When they flipped the image of Jesus in the church, that's when they flipped the fathers. Okay? Because if you think about it, the heavens to certain people is the earth, but the heavens to other people is the cosmos. Okay, so those religious trigger words, yeah. It's both to you. It's both to you, yeah. That would be like Sabrina. Remember the Netflix, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina? She was a hybrid. Thank you, Jazz M. Can you try to help me decode my name, please? Jackson? Look like Jackson to me. Jackson spelled fancy, baby. Jay-Z-na. Jay-Z? Jazana. Jay-Zane. Okay. Girl, it's like Jay-Z. Jay-Zane. Okay, look up Jay. Zane. It reminds me of Egyptian and Hebrew root words. Jackson spelled fancy. Look like Jason or Jackson to me. They be trying to be extra with them spellings. And that's really cool because when something is spelled different and pronounced a totally different way, it allows for code to be put in and have several meanings. Instead of a barcode, you have one of those, dot codes, names. You know what I'm saying? So cool. Jai X1. That's cool. I am one. Someone says, I am one. Interesting. What does Za mean? Let me look up Za. You know what Za means? Za. I'm gonna look it up. It says slang word meaning bro or homie. Nope, I'm not gonna go with that meaning. You gotta know which meanings to go for. That's not gonna work out for me. Keep saying it's slang for pizza. So we're gonna go deeper. Son of the bird, girl. Son of the bird. Keep saying something about pizza. We gotta go deeper. Okay, so I'm gonna put Za in Hebrew. The meaning of that. See, they have a lot of Za in Hebrew. Za. I can't even read this. Okay, I found something. Zahav is gold. Zay is this. Za. Va is sacrifice. Za is sa. Sa. Or, yeah, okay. So I'm on this ancient Hebrew research center. And then if you scroll up, it'll tell you like this word, and then it'll tell you what it means. So this is Zoot. Then we have Zayah, and then we have Zaba. So Zaba is sacrifice. And then we have Zahav, which is gold. So Za. Let me keep scrolling. Zayit is olive. Zakar is male. I think it means Zakar is remember. Zana. Okay, ooh, I got you. It's Hebrew. Look, I found you. Zana. Zana. Same thing. Be a whore. Ooh, your mama did you wrong. Your mama did you. I ain't even playing. Look. Zana. Be a whore. You better tell your mama what she named you. I hope you ain't no. I hope that's not what. I hope you're getting paid if that's what you're doing. But your name means be a whore. Literally. Y'all need to start looking up y'all children names so y'all be starting to name them stupid stuff. Y'all need to be open. Y'all, and I'm not saying your name is stupid, but that's what your name means. I am being a whore is what your name means. You better change that quick, fast, and in a hurry. Rebuke that. Don't laugh at her. It's not funny. Her mama didn't know. I'm sure her mother did not know that. But when you know better, you do better. Go change your name, child. Unless you like that name. Okay, I'm going to give you this website so you can go find it. It's called Ancient. Just Google Za in Hebrew. But it's called Ancient Hebrew Research Center. And It gives you the meanings of the Z words. And this Zana is over there. You better tell your mama what that means. Okay. Well, at least she knows now. At least you know. That was very interesting. Like you couldn't find what your name meant. See, when you can't find what something means, you got to go to different languages because many times people's names are rooted in different languages. So, whenever you see something with like short letters like B or Za or two letters, when you break it down, it's probably Hebrew or ancient Egyptian. So you got and when you see stuff with lots of JA or JE in it, or that's French. So you have a French beginning, a Hebrew or ancient Egyptian middle in it. It's the combination of the French and the Egypt, which is what, you know, a lot of these names come from. So you got to break it down like that. You're gonna go, y'all better go look up y'all names. I'm telling you, some y'all walking around with crazy names because a lot of people don't understand how names work and how to name children. And they just, oh, that sounds cute. You know, I'll go by Jackson if I were you. Now you better just, my name Jackson, baby. That's, you know what? Your name was a curse and a blessing because the way it's spelled. Because you can easily just go by Jackson or Jaxion. See? Gift and a curse. Because Jackson means son of man. Uh, mhm. Right, right, right. You well, you can just say, you can put the name and then you put like if you were to look up the name Jason, Jason name meaning. That's what you put in the search bar. And then like all these little baby naming websites will pop up or name websites and you just click on it and it tells you what your name means. It tells you the origin, it tells you different origins have different meanings for your name. If you can't find it, you need to break your name up in syllables and look up each syllable, like I just did. Okay. Hmm. You got to break your name up in syllables, 2 to 3 at a time. If nothing pops up on the first 3 syllables, break them up in 2 syllables. Usually it's two, two, like uh, 2 letters, and then the last couple of letters. You got to break it up. Hmm. Right. Layla means dark beauty or the night. Hmm. Can you give a name meaning of world? You just look up the definition of world. And there are several definitions for common words that you would never even think they meant. So that's why you have to look up the definition. Even though you know what the world is, or you know what the word world means, there are sometimes 3 to 7 different definitions. So when they use a word and it looks a little bit strange, why do they use that word? Because they want you to look up the other definitions of it because it's code. Hmm. Right. So when you're listening to a Donald Trump speech and he's using strange words that don't really go in that speech, it's code. So you need to go look up the definition and read all of the definitions and pick out the one that he's using to give you code. That's how you do that. Or any rapper or anybody that's dropping code. Um, thank you. Mhm. You do that all the time? Good for you. Lupe Fiasco is the king of that. If y'all know his music, So Jay-Z is very good at it too. So is Lupe Fiasco. Um, you ended up in a website full of crosses and symbols. Okay, just Google ZA. If you're trying to find that Hebrew website, I don't know. Is that what you're looking for? Just put in ZA Hebrew meaning. Put that into Google, and it should pop up. What do I think of Kendrick? He good too. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Yeah, someone said Kendrick Illuminati. What is Illuminati? Y'all kill me. What do y'all think the Illuminati actually is? Like the elites. Who do they steal all their information from? I'm gonna wait. Hold on. Who they want to be like? Who the Illuminati then? Who they scared of? I'll wait. Who the Illuminati scared of? Okay. Why y'all talking about the Illuminati then? Who? What? Then why do y'all call them the elite? Mm. Y'all need to think about what y'all say from now on. Like, oop. Okay. Fearing the Illuminati or the elites is like fearing. It's like you going on vacation and your butler and maids are pretending that they are you in your mansion and house. And you come back after you done got amnesia because they brought you back to your address and they told you, oh no, you the maid, you the butler. And everything they watched you do, they learned and they used it to make you believe that they were the owners of your house. And so you cleaning them toilets. This seems familiar. Then one day they shine a light in your eye like on Get Out. They activate your pineal gland from some light somewhere, and then you remember. Wait a minute. Hold up. Ooh, they done got me. Where are the cameras? So Illuminati ain't nothing but the butler and the maids playing in your clothes, playing in your closet. You been punked. Illuma who? Ain't nobody scared of Illuminati no more. Um, put an old lady in a room with a member of the Illuminati and put her in a room with a black person. See which one she's scared of. Put a member of the Illuminati in a room with a black person and see who's scared of who. Or even a Mexican person. They put them in a room with a Muslim Arab. Okay. And see who's the Illuminati. Y'all type something. Okay. See? So who fears the Illuminati? I don't. That's the first thing they say. They so afraid of. I know, right? Why do the lights flicker when I walk into a room? Because you electromagnetic. Your frequency. Bad electrical system. Someone says, that's some spirits. Um, they make money because they don't have the real gold. Yeah, it's kind of like how your kids. Now listen to this. You know how your kids want them fake credit cards that come in the mail in a little thing because they see you playing with your real credit card. They see you pay with your real credit card. And they want the one that comes, the fake one in the mail. Can I have that fake credit card, please? Here you go. But then when they get a little older and a little smarter and they think they can pull one over on you and you getting old and you ain't paying attention to all, they be stealing your real credit card. They nervous you finna find out. They scared. Ooh, they gonna find out. They be having dreams and nightmares that you gonna catch them stealing out your purse and your credit card. Then when you find out, they just come clean and confess. They denied at first. I didn't steal nothing, I promise. Wait a minute. Well, I know I didn't purchase nothing that whatever. Somebody else then. They must have, they gonna laugh a little bit. They're gonna laugh a little bit until they get busted. Then the jig is up. Then you get that kid that just don't care. That be talking back to their mama. That's Donald Trump. And so he gets busted quick, fast, and in a hurry. And so the rightful owner gets back what was, taken. Because that kid don't care. He don't care. He's like, whatever, I did it. Okay, man, what you gonna do? Here, fine, take it back. Make your pockets great again. Have you caught up on the episode of Raising Dion? I finished that whole show. It was good. I finished season 1. Y'all, I hear children voices in my living room while being at home alone. Hee hee. Oh, that's so sweet. Perhaps you're just hearing things on another dimension. Right. You're empathic, you crying all the time. It means you must master your emotions. The opposite of an empath is someone who's mastered their emotions. Mhm. She would be my friend in real life. You live in Texas? You live in Texas, girl? Okay, so a lot of people got disorders they compartmentalize as gifts. Well, if I had a disorder, do you know what disorder means? It's out of order, it's out of frequency. So if something is out of order, what do you have to do? Put it back together, get it back in tune, get it back in the right frequency. And once you get something back in the right frequency, it's like when you're singing and you go off key. Oh, you got a disorder. You off key. You got a disorder. But when you get on key, oh, you got a gift, girl. Sing. That's the same thing. Don't be trying to call, you off key. Okay, auto tune. People be going to auto tune to get back on key, or some people just naturally can get back on key, and then it be, oh, that's your gift. You can sing. So that's why I don't understand why so many people want to label themselves or diagnose themselves when we are limitless beings. Y'all putting limits on yourselves and putting yourselves in prisons, and y'all don't even know it. Stop doing that. I think it's because I think it's a lot of people want the attention or the stigma around being a victim. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. Disorder, distortion, and frequency, right? So whenever I start hearing that victim talking, oh Lord, he going up one. Oh Lord, oh geez, here comes another one. Gonna have to fix them too. Oh, nothing's wrong with you, darling. Stop that. Stop putting limits on yourself. Get back in the right tune. Get back in the right frequency. Raise your frequency. Recognize this as a gift, not a curse. You know, robots and human brains are electric, right? Mm-hmm. You stay on my vibration. Hey. Diagnosis equals separate from knowing. Hmm. Do y'all remember back in the old days when people would think people were possessed by demons or crazy or something like that, and they would like do all kind of crazy stuff to them, bloodlet, do all these crazy operations on them, lobotomies and stuff, because they didn't know any better. Double number synchronicities increasing for me. Thank you, Liana. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Cool. So I feel like, you know, a lot of people are just doing diagnosis because they don't know what else to do. Their thinking is not there yet. Hmm. Women were witches because they could do math. Oh, she's too smart. She's getting knowledge from the devil because she knows math and I don't. She's a witch. Man. Now it's, oh, she's crazy. She's got, schizophrenia. Give her some medication. Okay, so that's why I don't diagnose anybody. I don't see anything as a disorder or a gift. I mean, I don't think anything as a disorder. I think just people's frequency needs to be tuned. That's it. Right. Hmm. I think people know this. A lot of people know this, but they're the people that don't know this and are ignorant and just indoctrinated into the system and prescribe stuff and Google, symptoms and just throw pills at people and make money off of it. I wonder if they really care to figure it out or if they just get paid and don't care. Because if I were really into medicine or, healing or curing people, I would actually want to really understand it on a higher spiritual level than just throwing some pills at somebody and the first 5 things that pop up after you Google their symptoms. I would really want to understand what was happening, just for my own curiosity. Okay. Mhm. I talked about autism earlier, so you have to rewatch the video. Okay. They claim you have a Jezebel spirit if you're smart. That's true. And so being a Jezebel is a gift and a curse. If you're smart, Jezebel. See, the women that were smart weren't really a Jezebel because a real Jezebel will play dumb and be smart on undercover. Okay? They're gonna do what they want to do, but nobody gonna know about it. Mhm. So like that song Dirty Diana. That's the Dirty Diana. Dirty Diana. Singing, all dancing, all in the rain. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. That's that plasma. That's that gang gang. Mhm. Right. Break down Jezebel. What that mean? Jei, the I'm a whore. Bell. Let me look up Bell. Shoot. Jezebel, almost the same. Hold on, let me look this up. Y'all remember when we looked up her name? Hold on, look what this really mean. Bel in Hebrew. Elizabeth. Oh Lord. Here we go. See what this means. Call. The whore call. The war call. The whore call. Wait, let me see what Za means. Just Zabel. Hold on. Hold on. I'm putting in Z-A space Bel in Hebrew. See what pops up. Righteous. Righteous. Zabel. Maybe it's Zabel. Ooh, I am righteous. Got him. Divine feminine energy. That's why I said a real Jezebel won't act masculine. They will act so feminine that they get what they want anyway, because it's divine feminine. So, mhm. All right, I guess I gotta go now. I've been on here too long. All right, I'm about to go. I didn't watch the Harriet Tubman movie. I'm so sorry. First of all, I mean, thank you, Liana. Do you recommend any frequency channels? Um, eh, I don't have any recommendation. I just type in something and click on whatever looks good. I mean, I don't discriminate. So I don't watch Harriet Tubman because the like my interests are like decoding stuff and seeing things that are happening right now and knowing what I am transcending into, not from. You know what I'm saying? I'm focusing on where I'm going, not where I already been. But I already like, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward, not backwards. Uh, so mm, it's Friday night. We are beyond Harriet. We are beyond Harriet. I'm so over the historical movies. Jordan Peele. Like they got us in a time loop. They keep making slave movies. They can't go back beyond slavery in the time loop. Oops. Well, um, they must have a different time loop to get your frequency back low to feed them archons. Terminator was good. Okay, right. Like if we couldn't get her on the $20 bill, we gotta move on to something better. Here's my thing. I mean, it could work both ways, but here's my thing. Why would you want to be on literal money? Why would you want to be on monopoly money? Mm-mm. Why does on money it say in God we trust? If you get on some money, who is your God? Not money. We are currency. Exactly. It's just like the priest in the church when they didn't change positions, like when they switched Jesus' picture. Okay, don't get on no money. Who's Harriet though, girl? So I don't want to be on no money because I am the money. You know, I don't want to go to church. I am the church. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they're gonna trick you again. You know what I'm saying? Like the so why would you want to be tricked again? Like, mm-mm. I don't, almost midnight. It is in Brooklyn. So you gotta remember, like, just like the voting, just like in the civil rights, the voting, it's always gonna be a trick. It's a trick for trick. It's trick or treat. Every day is trick or treat. You know, every day is a treat. They make you feel like you can't have something so that you want it, so they can flip the script on you. It's like a trick them kids play with them toys. Like they want to play with your toy that you got, and you playing with it, and they know if they try to take it from you, you're gonna, get mad and scream. So they go get another toy that they don't even want to play with. That's less than the toy you got. Oh, this fun. You can't play with it. This is fun right here. You can't. This is not for you. Or maybe if you ask nice. Or maybe if you do me some favors, I'll let you play with it. Okay, here, go ahead. Got it. Now they playing with the toy you done set down, forgot about. You over here, doo-doo-doo, and they got your toy. They tricked you. And that's why you don't need to vote. That's why you don't need to go to church. That's why you don't need to be on nobody's money. You are the church. You are the money. You have all the power. So why are you fighting for power? Once enough people wake up and realize this, it starts shutting down, which is what it's doing now. Everything is shutting down. So, look who's running for president. Everything is shutting down. It's over. So, do you recommend anything for hormone balance? Diet and exercise, baby. Eating the proper foods. Think about it. That's all we really, really need. You can get on supplements. You can, do that type of stuff, but you can do natural things. But most of the stuff that we do need can be just regulated by normal things. Everybody want a quick fix. And that's why they end up messed up, because there is no quick fix. There's only maintenance and prevention and, focusing on the solution. We live in a backward society over here. Okay. So just start putting food into your diet that balances hormones, specific hormone. And then you don't have to worry about it. We work backwards here. We don't work in prevention mode or maintenance. We work in wait until the problem gets so bad that you really can't cure it, or you just have to deal with it instead of preventing it, or working with it. How do I feel about Chernobyl melanated mushroom absorbing gamma? Experiment. Mass experiment. I saw a horror movie about that. They want to test their own people. I don't feel anything about psychedelics. I am a psychedelic, baby. I'm a money. I'm a church. I am a psychedelic. I am. When everything is in the right frequency, you don't need a psychedelic. Just like those people who are schizophrenic, they don't need a psychedelic. They are a psychedelic. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, you might find an old man with money in a church. Yeah, if you're going to church for other reasons, great. You know, use everything to your advantage. But don't go looking for yourself in a church. Go, okay? Don't go looking for yourself in a church. Um, Never thought of it that way. Hmm. See, remember on the movie Us, the girl went to the house of mirrors and she found herself in the mirror and got switched and got. Same thing. You went to a church looking for yourself and got the okey doke. Oh, we ain't gonna give you yourself. We gonna give you ourselves. You know, the house of mirrors. Oh my, you got. So yeah, when you step outside of self, looking for things when and you are already that, people can trick you. They can take advantage of you. Like when you have your glasses on top of your head and you looking for them glasses and you go into, I can't find my glasses. Where are my glasses? And somebody's gonna play a prank on you. Oh, well, I thought I saw them over there. Go look over there. They filming you for YouTube. Well, I think I saw them upstairs. You running upstairs. You running downstairs, looking under the couch. Your glasses on your head the whole time, and they just sitting there laughing at you. Well, you know what? Let me look for them, and I'm gonna get back with you. You know. Maybe maybe let me help you see. Let me read this contract to you. You don't need them glasses. Let me read it for you. And sign right here on the dotted line. Don't worry, you can trust me. Sign it. They're gonna exploit you, take advantage of you, and they're gonna tell you something else because you're not looking in the right place. Okay? You ain't looking in the right place. So when they see an opportunity, they gonna take it. Okay. Hmm. Now I'm happy hearing myself tell myself how to thrive. Right. Thank you, Liana. What do you think of DMT? Everybody has it. It's in their it's a chemical in your brain. Everybody has it. Some people have more, some people it's activated more, some people, you know, it's a natural chemical inside the human body. I don't take anything like that. I don't look outside for what is already within. I figure out how to master everything that is within so I don't have to look without for it. Okay. Like Kanye West says, we have everything we need. Or was that Yandi? We got everything we need. Put it in the right frequency. Learn how to access it and use it. And how to stimulate it with, foods and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So everybody that's looking outside of self needs to figure out how to use it or use your own vessel instead of trying to look without. We don't have to look without. Okay. Stop looking on the outside. Stop looking out the window. Mhm. Looking in my window took me by surprise. Looking in the mirror. Oh no, no, oh, it's the Human Nature song. Mhm. um, so stop looking without. Everything you have is within. Everything you need to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish in the sand is within. That's it. Right. You, but if you like to, we are in the physical world, and things, are as above, so below, as within, so without. So if you're not looking within and you're only looking without, then you're not building your pyramid from the top anymore. You know what I mean? You're not accessing the higher self anymore. You're accessing the lower self. Okay. Did y'all hear about the 30 tombs they found in Egypt? Oh, Planet Fantasy. Oh, I think I saw something about that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cures any little, yeah. I like CBD oil because they separated it from you know um, the THC, because if someone wants to partake in the prevention and medicinal side of an herb without being altered, they certainly can. That's what alchemy is for, to take the essence out of a plant and to use it for yourself without being altered. Mhm. The Lost Gospels of Thomas. Remember, what works for some doesn't work for others. Subscribe to other. hmm You can't take weed with you, though. Think about it. The only thing you can take with you is you. And if your frequency ain't naturally high, then what? When you depart this earthly body, you cannot take weed with you. You can't take it. You can't vibrate high enough, and your frequency isn't high enough without it. If you don't have everything you need, if you're not confident, if you don't know, if you don't know, if you don't feel, if you haven't experienced it, if you haven't vibrated on a frequency without it, then what are you going to do? You know, so at least get both. If you're gonna do one, at least do master this one first. Master yourself first without it. Okay, that's just my. People are so attached to earthly things that they forget that this is not where they're supposed to be staying. So they're not going to be able to use that upon ascension to the next dimension. Mhm. You've been taught to be dependent. Of course you have. You need weed. You need to be on the money. You need to go to church. What else you need to do? You need to vote. You need to be concerned with all the matters in the media, on the news, of what they're doing. Yep, you need to feed them archons. You know, when you are when you defend something so much that is not part of you, you know what I'm saying? When you defend something to a point where everyone sees that it is a trigger, perhaps we need to give it a rest. Right. Right. Everybody uses placebo. Right. Okay, so like when you're in the hospital and they give you some pain medication because you're in a pain. Okay, that's nice. And when you get out the hospital and you have one ache, oh, I need that pain pill. You have another ache that's not even painful, but it might get painful. Oh, I need that pain pill. Before you know it, you can't live without it. And guess what? Now you're addicted. Now you're always in pain. And even when you're not in pain, you feel like you are in pain, so you need the pain pill. So the point is, if you have to defend something and get triggered by an outside material, it means you are dependent upon it. Right. So, that's right. And I don't down anybody. I'm just like, maybe you need to recognize that. That's all. Maybe we need to master that part of ourselves, not being dependent on something but us, you know? So you say dependent, I say choice. It's a choice to be dependent. You are correct. It is a choice to be dependent. You know, I'm going to argue with you. It is a choice to be dependent, just like it's a choice to be independent. So it is a choice. If you do it once in a while, that's the choice. If you do it every day, that's not no choice, baby. That's a dependency. If you can't fathom a day without it, that's a dependency. If you go months, weeks, years without it, that's a choice. They say denial is the first step. Anyway, but go ahead, girl. Go ahead. I ain't judging you. I'm just giving you some information. Right, right. Mm-hmm. Trapped in lower self, 3D, what? Weed equal third eye contact lens. Ooh, UFO kamikaze said you have a contact lens on your third eye. I don't know if that's a compliment or a diss. You better clear that up. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, you know what? Weed smokers take over the world. Go ahead, take it over. Rise up to your highest self. I'm laughing at y'all. Yes, I am. Go ahead and become a billionaire, take the world over. do all that stuff that, you know. Mhm. Mhm. Where she dropping out is now, they're too high on weed to do that. Exactly. Let's give them more weed. You want some more weed? Girl, let's, you know what? I may you smoke all the weed that you choose. Give them weed, baby. You want them out the way, give them some weed. Give them their false sense of spirituality. So that they'll never use their real sense, so that they don't ever get to use their real spirituality. They can't practice using it, they'll never perfect it or master it. Give them weed. Okay. I'm trying to tell y'all something, but y'all too focused on the weed. Weed, 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 weed. But weed don't do this. But weed, you the expert on weed. Write a book on weed. Where your money at? Spent it on weed, didn't you? Write you a book on weed. You might as well. I mean, if you're gonna be weed, if you're gonna do weed every day, you might as well get rich off of it. Okay. Find a way to get paid off doing that. At least you'll profit and benefit from it. I'm just saying, if I were dependent on weed, I would be also getting rich off weed at the same time. But I'm not on weed. That's why I could figure that out. So, I've been writing books about weed. I'll be like Bubba Gump. I mean, like Bubba on Forrest Gump. I got shrimp weed. Hi, Sasha.
How long have we been on?
Too long. I write a book. Open me a restaurant. Do like Kanye, buy me some land, grow some.
This whole
I'm
life
gonna
could
be
be a
that.
whole chapter book.
Right. I mean, at least get paid from it.
Mother,
Yes, darling.
do you know where charger block is?
Is the one behind him? No?
No. Wait, I see one.
Use that one.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Hawaii turkey and I'm happy.
What? Thank you. Somebody said make some weed cakes to get paid. Mm-hmm. I mean, you might as well take advantage of it and get paid off of it. That's all I'm saying. Um, Thoughts on celibacy? Nobody's business. And spiritual aspect, the higher you rise consciously, the less desire you have for um, lower chakra activity. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's too animalistic for your higher mind at a certain point. So you have like a lot of asexual, spiritual or genius people that their sex drive is low because their all of their focus is in the higher consciousness. People that have a lower consciousness operate more on that level. So, I mean, if you really think about it, and this is true, you can just look at the studies. People that are not in survival mode or in animal mode and have, time to think and ponder the universe probably participate in less sex than people who are always in survival mode. You know what I mean? Because they have not really focused that energy onto a higher level yet. So, that is what they are into. Hmm. 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 Too animalistic. Not true. Not true. I see that you are. I see what you're saying. Yes. Mhm. Everything is everything, right? So, I think we can go up and down. We can ascend and descend at any moment. You know, like let's say for 2 weeks, someone could be highly in their higher frequencies and their higher selves, and they could be concentrating on that, and they won't want to partake in any type of lower chakra activity. Okay. Then let's say 2 weeks later, they want to participate in lower chakra activity because they're giving that part a break because they didn't decoded everything, they didn't did this, they didn't did that, they can't stop seeing code, all this stuff that's like, oh, I need a break. Let me go do something mundane and let me go do this. But that is their choice. They don't operate on that level all the time. It is a choice to descend so that you can ascend once again to the higher frequency and that higher thinking and that higher consciousness, because to stay up there forever and too long will disconnect you from the rest of the people around you and all of that. So it's kind of like Saturn, that Saturn energy. You go up, you go down, going up, coming down, bad beat, H town, you know, Houston, H town, Houston. Your pineal gland is known as a stone or rock. Hue is the color. So, it's like you descend and you ascend, you descend and you ascend, spiritually. And that's why, if you keep doing weed or drugs, you can never really do that on your own free will without something to help you, you know. And it's like, okay, well, time to ascend, time to descend, but I don't need anything outside of self in order to do it or in order to feel like, you know, I'm whole. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you feel like something is missing, if you can't have it, right? Mhm. It's a tool, right? Just like it's something is a medicine, not a daily. You don't carry a tool around with you every day. You don't carry a screwdriver with you all the time unless you're a handyman. But a tool and a medicine is not for dependency. It's for when you need it at that time, and then you put it back where it goes, and then you move on about your business. So, hmm but if you have chronic illness, CBD works better for long term since yep. I like CBD oil. Mm-hmm. Right. Weed is medicine for the prevention of death and sorrow. That could be decoded. Is that a quote somewhere that you found? Like, was that in somebody's quote or an article or something? Or a book? Thank you. You just ordered phase two. Ka Anubis, the spirit of death. Wow. The vehicle of death. Oh. Wow. See, he broke that. Yahoo X broke it down. I channel Anubis. Oh. Interesting. See, he broke it down. He was looking at that word close. Tom Ford, twin car, fake car. Mm. Replica car. Replica of ascension. Replica of dying, the process. Mhm. Oops. Very nice breakdown. Tuxedo for no reason. Right. I don't pop Molly, I rock Tom Ford. Genius. I don't do drugs. I rock twin cars. Twin cars. And Ford is also like a river. Two frequencies. I can go up, I can go down. See? I don't do drugs. I got two frequencies. I go up and I can go down. Coming up, going down. Bad. See, I don't pop Molly, I rock Tom Ford. He told y'all right there. Thank you for telling me like the Canubis thing, because like then it led me to thinking about that and then broke down Tom Ford. And then the person that wrote Tom Ford. Right. Why does Future rap about drugs so much when he doesn't do that? Because drugs is code. hmm Drugs is code for looking outside of self to fulfill self, you know. And what kind of drugs did he talk about? Because different types of drugs are code for different things, right? hmm The war on drugs. High on elevation. Pills. He says pills and the produce drug, we all depend on things. Weed is an a drug. Pills. Okay, so pills and potions. That was a Nicki Minaj song too. Pills. Okay, remember in Alice in Wonderland, and they had pills and potions. and they would make her different sizes. And she couldn't she couldn't get to the right size. And she shrank on one and she grew big on the other, and she had to figure out, what she needed, the balance of it. Well, that's her frequency. Her size was her frequency. And it was suggested to her to take it. She walked into a room and she saw, take this, drink me, eat me. And she just did what it said. She didn't question it. She said, I know you lying. She didn't say that. She did it. And then so she was given suggestive programming and followed it and got her frequency all out of whack. She was thrown into a world in the wrong frequency. Then, she kept seeing that Archon, that Cheshire cat, laughing at her, watching her everywhere she went. That cat would pop up laughing because he was disappear and reappear, and he would be laughing because he was watching her. So, very suggestive, and people don't question anything until later on. The Queen of Hearts is the Archon too. The ruler of hearts. The ruler of hearts. Thank you, AJ85. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Off with her head. You can't ascend past your heart, so off with her head. That's the lower vibrational frequency keeping you from your energy from rising past your heart chakra. That's why she's red, because she's keeping you in your lower self. What about the rabbit with the clock? He's late for a very important date. He's late for a very important date. He's a white rabbit, and he's late for a very important date. A date is not, oh, I'm going to meet someone and go on a date. It's a date on a calendar. Y'all remember the rabbits in Us? The white rabbits are always code for RH negative people that are Caucasian or white. He late because he hadn't mixed yet. And time is winding up. That's why they kept showing that black rabbit on Us in a cage. All the white rabbits, right? They have finally found one, the RH negative black rabbit. And that's why Lupita, when she was switched, that's why she was RH negative and the other one wasn't. Her other self wasn't. That's why she had trouble in birth. Because when you're RH negative and you have children, your body rejects that if you're a different blood type, if you're RH negative. So remember when she was talking like this and she said, I had to be in the hospital and my birth hurt. And I suffered through my pregnancy. She was talking about how it was terrible to give birth because they were switched. And she had, and they weren't eating a lot of meat. She wouldn't eat meat because she was a different blood type. She was RH negative. She was the black rabbit. So the white rabbit is late because He's supposed to be mixed by now, so he can ascend. So, like the Mad Hatter, he invited them to a tea party. He's drinking tea. Tea is brown, and he was celebrating his unbirthday. It's a very, very unbirthday. What did I scare you with that voice? Sorry, I'm getting my acting skills on. Um, so they're drinking the hat, the Mad Hatter. He puts hats on your head, a crown. He's giving you tea. He's celebrating your unbirthday. So what's he doing? And people think he crazy. Yes. So he's giving you your unbirthday, the day that you are unborn. Is the day that you go and reincarnate somewhere else. The day that you ascend, you are unborn. Okay, so and then remember he had that little 3/4 on his head. Was it 3/4? What the man had a little fraction was. That's code. Where did it say on his hat? Let's see what that man had. And I think on the movie he had a feather plasma collector. What do you had on the hat? 3/4? 3/4 of a man. Ooh. And Mama Kush, got it. So, everything is code, but you gotta learn and then at the end she had to depend only upon herself. She didn't have no pills to make her big or small. She had to learn how to work everything on her own. She had to become the master of herself. So, it's a lesson, the same thing as the Wizard of Oz. She was looking for the wizard. Where the wizard at? I need the wizard. Looking without instead of looking within. So somebody said 10/6. Let me look it up. Let's just be sure so we can decode. What fraction is on the Mad Hatter's hat? What fraction is on the Mad Hatter's hat in Alice in Wonderland? I have to talk like that so you can pick it up. 1.66666. Oh, that number came up before somewhere. I can't remember where. Where did that come up from? I put it in a video. What is that, pi? Is that pi? You can make pi if you don't fidget. That's Lupe Fiasco right there. We can make pi if we don't fidget. 3/5. Let me look this up. 10/6. It says 10/6 is written on it in the book by Lewis Carroll. Pi. Yeah. Okay, let me just show y'all. It says 10/6 in the book. Image. Let's see what it says on his image in Disney. Oh shoot. Oh, look at that. It's over now. It's done. Sacred geometry. Green and blue. Gamma. Ooh. You got 3 cups. Mm, there you go. Pi is the radius of a circle, and how that's the wheel. It's how to shift the earth, and you ascend. Hmm. We can make pi if we don't fidget. Fidget. What does fidget mean? Lupe is a genius too, y'all. You think Bird Box happening on this chat? Cool. I say, cool. What the heck is a fidget? Fidget spinner keep popping up. Fidget spinner. They wrong for that one. Anyway, I'm just we spinning. Let me look up the definition of it. Hmm? Ooh. Okay, so fidget means a quick, small movement, typically a repeated one, caused by nervousness or impatience. A small movement, especially of the hands and feet, through nervousness or impatience. We can shift if we are and do this work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so right. Elaborate 50 Shades of Chocolate. But elaborate 50. I don't know what that, I don't know what 50 shades of chocolate is. Eyes Wide Shut. I have not watched that movie. I know, right? Um, I thought about the fidget spinner when you said they're trying to give us their weak toy. Hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's yeah, you're right. The fidget spinner was given to autistic children or children who have trouble focusing in class. You remember when I talked about autism? So the fidget spinner is a distraction from focusing on, or a fidget spinner is a way to bring them back to this dimension instead of allowing them to explore the other one. Thank you, Tiger Principessa. Don't play. Right, right. Everything is coded because all is mind. Right, exactly. I agree. It's a distraction, right? So that was freaky about the Mad Hatcher. Okay, who else is in the Alice in one? That caterpillar that smoked. What is that caterpillar that smoked? What was their meaning? Ooh, that the caterpillar couldn't tell her nothing, could he? She was mad at the thing. The singing flowers. Oh. Right. The Cheshire Cat. Like he liked to toke. 50 Shades of Chocolate. You got to be smarter than that, baby. And you know what? On my other channel, you need to come over there. With that last statement, baby, you need to learn how to be the real deal. Well, she was saying that when she was making a general statement that when a black man sees that you're intelligent and smart, he will try to demean you and talk over you because it's a masculine behavior and he's competing with you, darling. The true power of femininity is getting that masculine man to do whatever you want. Okay? By using your feminine power. Like, for example, if you're very smart and you know a lot of stuff and he know a lot of stuff and you get to talking and you know more than him and he start talking over you because you're emasculating him, even though it's not your fault that you know more than him, it doesn't make the emasculation change. It's still being done. So what you got to do is ask him questions and let him shine and act like everything you know you learn from him and build on what he already told you, and he's going to take credit for everything that you just learned from him that you already knew 5 years ago, probably, and probably no more than. But you just made him shine, made him proud of himself. Now he's like, oh my God, I found the one. I found the one who understands me. I found the one that I can talk with, and da 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 da. And oh my gosh, you're so, you know what? I'm gonna teach you some more. You are, kind. Yeah, you're so smart. You're so smart. You are the one. You are the one. Mhm. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. By the way, I need some new tires. Oh, I got you. I got you. You see what I'm saying? Wrong channel, I know. But there was a comment. you gotta play, you gotta play the game. What about James? Is he your spiritual YouTube channel? Well, I was decoding with James today the story of Moses. I was asking him questions. The stuff I knew he knew. Like, was it 40 days or 40 years in the wilderness, James? I can't remember. I knew what it was. Where did they find Moses again? James, I need your help. Come on. James, what in the water? I thought it was like on the side. It was in the water? He was in a basket? Ooh, that's cold. Thank you, James. You know, I knew all this. But that's what you gotta do sometimes. That's the true Jezebel spirit. Not the fake one. hmm What do you think of the Pink song? I don't know that stupid girl. She makes fun of feminine women. Um, I think I've heard that song before. I mean, well, a lot of people make fun of feminine women. But not a lot of people make fun of masculine women. So what does that tell you?
You still.
I'm seeing her. They won't let me go. Hi, Sasha. Nobody makes fun of masculine women. They too scared. Okay. She good. Go ahead. You got it, girl. You got it.
It's time to leave. Have you leave this live?
It is Friday night. What time is it? Am I late?
It's 11:48.
Oh my gosh, it is late. Sasha wants me to go because she said y'all taking her mother away. Come here, sit down, Sasha. Precious Sasha. Oh, look at my precious baby. We were decoding Alice in Wonderland.
Mommy, you ruined horror movies for me.
I know. She can't watch a movie without decoding it now. Tell them how painful it is as a child.
I can't be scared no more.
No fear.
And that would just be weird thinking of Donald Trump in tutus.
We can watch any scary movie and it won't scare us anymore because we keep decoding it and we laugh at it. It becomes comedy, doesn't it? Like it.
Hello. Hello.
We haven't seen Joker. I haven't seen Joker. Not yet. So you knew that was going. It is hilarious. It was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Mommy?
You love scary movies? What's your favorite scary movie, Sash?
I don't have one sentence. I can't watch anymore. So where do you leave?
She's trying to click off. Say goodbye. Y'all say goodbye.
I think this is.
No, that's not it. Oh yeah, that's not it. I'll do it. Sasha said.
Oh, end stream right there.
Bye.
Bye. And